What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at some Digimon news. I know, we've been doing an awful lot of card reveals lately. We've been talking about a lot of new cards. Ultimate Power, the second expansion, is in the reveal process, so to speak. But would you know it, there's been a little bit of news that's been popping up around as well, so I think it's probably time we have a chat about that as well. And the first one is extremely exciting for me, and also moderately terrifying for me. Let me explain. There is a new promo pack coming around. Now, I say promo pack. We don't actually know. Here's what it says in the tweet. Now, we've got this lovely artwork here, and it is an 8-card pack not for sale. Presumably, it seems to be a set number of cards, although that isn't explicitly stated. And it reads, you can get a promotional pack just by participating in the Tamer Exchange meeting event held in August and September. A total of 8 black and purple Digimon cards are included. Details will be released at a later date. Looking forward to. So there's a new promo pack coming. Now, there is a possibility that this is in fact just going to feature cards which are in Ultimate Power anyway. But I'm hoping it's going to be new promo packs. Now, here's the thing. On the one hand, I want this to be new promos. That would make me extremely happy. On the other hand, it means I've actually got to try and get one of these promo packs, which it's just going to be awkward, right? I mean, I'll do it, don't get me wrong, I'll do it, I'll find one, you ain't stopping me, but it's still kind of annoying and awkward. Hey-ho. I mean, if we have a look at the pack art, I mean, one of the ones we see right away there is Diaboromon. And I've spoken a lot recently about Diaboromon, because it really does look like, if not the best card in Ultimate Power, certainly one of the best. It's the one whereby when you attack, you get to play a Diaboromon token, just a 3,000 power Digimon token, but every time you attack, you get an extra Diaboromon. And then on either player's turn, if you're destroyed in battle, either in a battle or a security card battle, then you can destroy a Diaboromon token rather than destroying the 10,000 power Diaboromon. So, frankly, yeah, it's a ridiculous card. Now, one of the other ones we see on there is literally one of the Digimon we only looked at, I want to say yesterday, depends on the upload schedule here, but I feel moderately confident saying that we looked at it yesterday, and then crossing my fingers that that's true. But it is, of course, Infirmon, which reduces the cost of evolving into Diaboromon by 1 when you're evolving from your hand. So, clearly these could just be reprints of those cards from Ultimate Power. Now, the artwork is not the same. Maybe they're going to be alternate art versions. Maybe they are going to be the same version, it's just the art on the booster pack that is different. We don't know is the honest answer. We've not been given any real information about this. This is very much one of those wait and see scenarios. Hopefully we'll know sooner rather than later, just because I really want information about the game. It's kind of my thing. So we don't know is the honest answer here. There's very little information. All we're told is there's going to be 8 black and purple cards, and presumably the 4 Digimon on the front are going to be featured in there. We don't know if it's going to be a set 8 cards. Now remember, the first promo pack we got was a set 6 cards. You always got the same 6 cards in that promo pack. We don't know if that's the case here. We don't know if they're new cards or alternate art reprints or just straight reprints. All we know is that when you go to these events over in Japan, you will get yourself a promo pack. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get myself one of these because they look amazing, and frankly I'd like 2, 1 to open, 1 to keep sealed. And we will get more information in the near future, and you know the deal by now, right? When that information does come out, you know I've got your back. Now, the other piece of news that's coming out, maybe you should have been able to see coming, we are getting a box topper with Ultimate Power, and just like we saw with New Evolution, the box toppers are FullArt Alternate Art Tamers, which are featured in the main set. And it is worth pointing out, these are just Alternate Art Tamers from the main set. All of the ones included here are just in the set proper. We are, however, missing two of the Tamers that are in Ultimate Power. There is no alternate art version of Rena, and there is no alternate art version of Tiger. Now, Tiger makes me a little bit sad because anytime you're playing a Tyrannomon deck, it gives piercing to Digimon with Tyrannomon in their name and reduces the cost of evolving into a Digimon with Tyrannomon in its name by 1. So any Tyrannomon deck is gonna want to play Tiger. I'm genuinely sad we're not getting that one. As for Rena, it's quite good for the Vmon line. You know, when you play it, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, adding a Digimon with V in its name to your hand. But then again, we have got the Promo Tamer that's also quite good for these Vmon decks. So I'm not terribly upset about this, although it is another blue Tamer that you can put to rest, and we've got a bunch of cards that really do take advantage of that. Not least, of course, Old Force Vidramon, who, when your blue Tamer becomes rested, that Digimon becomes active, which is a little bit over the top good. Now, going to the 5 we actually are getting, the deal with this is that when you buy a box, you get a 1-card booster pack that will have one of these 5 in there at random. You get one of these at random in addition to the packs you would usually get in your booster box. So there is going to be an alternate art version here of Sora. 3-cost red Tamer, and on your turn, if your red Digimon attacks the player or security, you may rest it and give that Digimon an extra 2,000 power. Love the extra 2,000 power boost. We don't usually see this. There was, of course, the red Tamer from the starter deck that gave you an extra 1,000 power all the time. This gives an extra 2,000, but only to one Digimon because you're resting it, and only when you're attacking security. If you're not attacking security, meh, you're not getting it, unfortunately. We are getting ourselves an alternate art version, the fancy shiny full art version of Joe Kiddo, a 3-cost blue Tamer, and if you discard the devolution source of an opponent's Digimon, you can rest this to get 1 more memory. And we've seen a million different things that we can do to try and remove your opponent's devolution sources. I mean, back in the starter decks, you had both Gabumon and Garurumon, so, you know, they're going to work, aren't they? It's kind of cool. It's certainly within keeping of blue decks. An extra memory is awesome, but do remember you do have to put this to rest. That is to say that it is once per Tamer per turn, but multiple Tamers, you can do this multiple times. We're getting a full art version of Kerri Kamiya here, the 3-cost yellow Tamer, and at the start of your turn, if your security is 3 or less, you get +1 memory. Now, I adore this. I think this one is absolutely phenomenal. What I love about this is, unlike all of those Tamers we saw in New Evolution, they put you up to 3 memory if you weren't there already at the start of your turn. This does stack, and there's no real limit. Now, it's dependent on your security, so in the early game, it is unlikely to be that useful. But as soon as you get down to 3 or less security, if you got 4 of these out, then you're potentially getting an extra 4 memory at the beginning of your turn. So even if your opponent passes with like 4 or 5 memory, you'll still go up to 8 or 9. I am a gigantic fan of this one. We're getting ourselves a full art version of Tai Kamiya, who is apparently a black Tamer in this set and will apparently be in every colour from now until the end of time. So, you know, that sounds like fun. And what we see here is a 4-cost Tamer, and at the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, it becomes free. And during your opponent's turn, all of your black Digimon gain an extra 1,000 power. Bearing in mind, this is basically the black equivalent of all the 4-cost ones we got in New Evolution, but there were no black cards in New Evolution. And then similarly, we're getting a purple Matt Ashida, a 4-cost. At the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, it becomes free. Again, the purple version of the ones we saw in New Evolution. And when you play, you may return a purple option card or Digimon card from your trash to your hand. So I love the recovery there, albeit it is on a fairly expensive card. Now, of course, that does mean that there is no green Tamer, Yes, we are missing Rena, but there is another blue tamer that is getting a fancy full art. Green is just getting left out. It seems like they're only giving us a maximum of 5 of these. We've already got 5, so that's your lot. You're not getting any more. Feel free to be terribly upset about this, but that is the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the news we've got for now. 2 stories, and as far as I'm concerned, right, 2 very good, very nice stories that we should be rather excited about. But I'd like to know how excited you are. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.